Baseball is the greatest game in the world. The tribal chief, the head of the table.
DraftKings podcast host Jared Carrabis.
Acknowledge him.
The best ever.
If I wanted to, I could have played professional baseball.
We're going to talk baseball.
Wow. We're rubbing it in the faces of people who think that the sport's dead. We're here to show you that it's not. When people say, this is my life, no. Like this is my life.
Hey you, welcome to the Sweat Tuesday Takeover with Jared Carrabis, Steve Buchanan, Jesse Cofield, Emerson Latzia. Good to have you here. Second time we are doing this. We will continue to do this until we are told not to. We have a lot coming up in this show, Jared, and I'm excited that you are here today because we're going to draft our favorite home run celebrations. Dallas Braden is going to be here as well. Big night for his A's. Huge last night.
Yeah.
Huge.
Kind
You
of.
know what?
Yeah.
They're happy for them.
Let's
Happy
go.
for them.
See, they look like a real baseball team hitting home runs.
Why am I not happy? I didn't say I wasn't happy.
Well,
You
you didn't
look
clap.
miserable.
You're the only one that didn't clap.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So
That's it.
things we don't want to clap for.
Yeah.
The Red Sox.
Wow.
And Chris Sale
Not that bad.
taking a tough loss against Baltimore last night.
It
Okay.
was tough.
Yeah.
So I think like before last week's show, Steve and I were talking about Chris Sale's fastball statistically being the worst pitch in baseball.
Yeah, dude.
If you look at weighted on base average,
Woba.
we got a Woba
Yeah.
drop. All right, we're just making sure.
Okay.
The statistics side of the
One of my
road.
favorite stats.
Yeah, we love
I
Woba.
thought BVP was.
The what now?
Let Jared talk.
Okay.
Anyways, Chris Sale did not look good, but he didn't look good. He got racked against Baltimore in spring training. He got racked against Baltimore on opening, or not opening. Was that he went from 11 strikeouts to 0. I want
Yeah.
to say he had 2 swings and misses all night,
Yeah.
which is just not what you're accustomed to seeing from Chris Sale. I feel like it's not excuse making, but I can feel how pathetic I sound when I start to say things like, the Orioles must have something on them. Like, there's no way you go from punching out 11 guys to 0 guys and getting 2 swings and misses. I know this stuff has diminished to a degree. You're not seeing the same movement on his slider. You're not seeing the same consistency with his fastball. He's not locating well, so that would lead to less swings and misses. But 0 strikeouts and 2 swings and misses is just a very stark difference from what we saw his last time out against Minnesota.
And what I thought was wild, too, was that was only the first start that he did when he went at least an inning where he didn't have a strikeout. That happened when he faced the Yankees last year, I think, when he broke his finger, when he only went two-thirds of an inning in that game. But it's amazing to see, like what Jared said, to not get any in that game, because the Orioles are a team that will strike out too. They're not a team that is tough to strike out. They definitely will strike out. So that's definitely, I think, somewhat concerning to have that stark of a difference between the two starts.
It's the first time he's ever recorded 0 strikeouts in a start that wasn't shortened due to injury.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
crazy. The other thing, too, is if you're a Red Sox fan, you're probably sitting there thinking, yeah, Chris Sale has had a very poor start to his 2023 season. That's fair. Like the ERA, the whip, like he's been getting hit hard and all that. He came into last night's start with a 15 strikeouts per 9. I think he pitched like 18 innings and struck out 30 batters. So as bad as he's been in terms of getting hit and getting hit hard, he's still been striking guys out during his starts that he's looked bad. So yeah, something was off last night, and I would love to know what it was.
But which Chris Sale are we going to see moving forward? The 11 strikeout Chris Sale or the
Banging coolers, dude.
This guy.
At least he was smart enough to do that with his non-pitching game.
I wasn't thrilled about seeing that to begin with.
I
I said we
mean,
need to
no,
not.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
chill,
We need
man.
to not
You're
do
gonna
this.
Get hurt, your arm's gonna fall off.
Yeah, I didn't love seeing that either. Because it's tough. It's tough for me when Garrett Cole has his little hissy fits on the mound, and then I come at him for that, and then Chris Sale is kind of doing it, but way worse.
and you're
For
like,
sure.
what?
And I'm
No.
like, but he just cares a lot.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
He's just baseball
He's just
reporter.
For the love of
passionate.
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I mean, I get it though. Like, it comes to a certain point where the guy is super competitive. He has an incredible pedigree of success at the big league level. We know that he's fiery. We know that he's passionate. So it has to be incredibly frustrating for him to watch out, Billy. You have to be, has to be frustrating to not be able to perform after all the time that he's put in to come back.
I mean, it's also going to be frustrating to see the Red Sox 2-6 against the AL East now. Why are they struggling to beat teams in the division?
Well, I think the 0-4 against Tampa doesn't help.
No, it certainly
Tampa's
doesn't.
What, 20-3?
Yep.
20-3?
Wasn't this a thing last year, though, Jared?
Yes, they couldn't beat AL East teams, but they started off by taking 2 out of 3 against Baltimore. Their first series of the season was a series victory against an AL East team. 0-4 against Tampa, and then you lose the series opener against Baltimore in Baltimore, a game that you should have won. I mean, you were up 4-0 last night. That's a game you should have won. Say what you want about Chris Sale. People were blaming Alex Cora, by the way. I saw that on Twitter, being like, what is Alex Cora doing? Why didn't he take Chris Sale out of the game? Do you understand how taxed this Red Sox bullpen is? It's only April. They lead the majors. They lead the majors in innings pitched because their starters have gone the fewest innings out of all the starters in baseball. They've had to go to a bunch of guys. They've had to send guys down to the minors that they don't want to bring up fresh arms from Pawtucket, or excuse me, Worcester. Wow, just dropped a Pawtucket there. That's crazy. That's crazy. I did not expect to say Pawtucket today. But the bullpen is super taxed, and you could see that when you have a dude out there that was, they claimed him off waivers, that like this guy did not factor. I don't even know his name. They claimed him off waivers. They just called him up. He's out there in a crucial spot in the game, and there's no one warming behind him, and he's in trouble. Yep. He got out of the spot, but that tells you all you need to know about the state of the Red Sox bullpen when you've got this no-name dude out there getting crucial outs, and there's no one warming behind him when he's appearing to have a meltdown. So all that to say, things are great. Things are great.
It doesn't help, Steve, when there's Junior Valentine back there calling balls and strikes. That was a bad game last night.
Yeah. He looks like he's like a 70s politician, too. Have you ever seen him without his mask on? Like, he looks like he should be running for office in the 70s.
Yeah.
That's an insult.
I'm not, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just clarifying.
He was trying to compliment him.
Yeah.
The good news is Yoshida has pushed his hitting streak to 5 games, so less than a month in his career. He's already become the first Japanese player to hit 2 home runs in 1 freaking inning. This has got to be a good sign that Boston's investment is paying off, no?
He's doing what everyone has been screaming at their laptops and TV screens for him to do. If you saw him his first, 3 weeks of his big league career, when they were pitching him up, he was driving the ball into the ground. When they were pitching him away, he was trying to pull the ball. Now they're pitching him up, they're pitching him away, and you're seeing him shoot the ball down the left field line. You're seeing him, if they're coming inside, he's trying to lift the ball. Like that grand slam was I think it was a slider inside. I think the first homer was a curveball. Second one was a slider. Yeah, like that's what we were sold on with Yoshida, was great strike zone awareness, great bat-to-ball skill. For a little dude, he's got pop. And to his credit, even when he was struggling, he was still getting on base. Like, he was still able to live up to the fact that he knows the strike zone.
He was forcing errors and stuff that night we were at the Pirates game.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that's going to get on base even when he's struggling, but they're not paying you $100 million to walk every single time. Like, let's see some pop. Let's see you shoot the gap here a little bit. And I think there was a stretch where he was 5 for his last 5 or something, like coming into, because he had like the 2 homers in the same inning, and then I think he went 3 for his first 3 last night. So Masataka Yoshida was a guy that I maintain. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. I'm not second guessing it. I was more just figure it out, dude. The formula to your success is right here. I'm not a professional big league hitting coach. If I know how to fix this problem, I'm sure there's plenty of individuals over at the Boston Red Sox that know how to fix that problem.
And not only that, too, like he's been showing great hitting the opposite way, too. Like a lot of his hits are going to left field or whatnot. So he's been showing that, too. And we also have to remember, too, like Jared was kind of alluding to, too, like there's a massive adjustment period. We're talking about coming over to the United States when Major League Baseball with all the new rules that are on top of that, too, as well. Like there's a lot to adjust to coming into this year. And I think it's just, by the time the All-Star break rolls around, and even before then, I think he'll be absolutely rolling by that time.
All right, let's move on from the Red Sox. When's the last time that you could say the Pittsburgh Pirates are one of the hottest teams in baseball? Because they actually are right now. 7-game win streak, 2 straight series sweeps. They have 16 wins. So they did not accomplish that last year until May 18th. May 18th in their 37th game. What's going on? I mean, it's craziness.
It is crazy. It's the Dallas Braden effect. Dallas is he's a big advocate of the Pittsburgh Pirates, huge Buccos guy, lifetime Pirates fan.
That guy just loves pain.
Guy just loves winning, He just
loves adversity.
Yeah.
Overcoming it.
He gravitates towards greatness. That's just what he's about.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Pirates, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, they lead the big leagues in quality starts.
That's correct.
They lead I think it's 14 unless they got another one yesterday. So their pitching has been really good.
Yeah, no,
they've gotten contributions from like their younger guys. Yep. Andrew McCutchen making his return after being gone for whatever it was, 7 years, coming back, and he's got like a 930 something OPS. That was supposed to be like the sentimental send-off for Andrew McCutchen coming back to where it all began, and it's a nostalgia act. Well, guess what? Now he's hitting like 3-something with a 9-something OPS. So, yeah, they've gotten contributions across the board. Like, they swept the Red Sox, and that was supposed to be a series where it was like a gimme series. Like, oh, you have a soft schedule to open. Lo and behold, the first place Pittsburgh Pirates come into town, and they do some damage here. But it's been fun to watch. Like, I for the exact opposite reason that I have deemed the Oakland A's must-watch baseball, because it's like that car wreck that you just can't look away from. Like, the Pittsburgh Pirates have been a really fun story. Like, I find myself tuning into Pittsburgh Pirates games to see if they can keep this going.
Yeah, a payroll roughly 1/5 the size of the Mets, and look what they're doing, Steve.
Not only that, they would be in first place in any other division except the American League East at this point. If they were in the American League Central, they're up by 3 games against that entire division. It's absolutely insane, too, because it's a lot of people that are not household names. Like, even Rich Hill has gone out now against the Reds twice, has over 14 strikeouts against the Reds and 2 starts. That is not what Rich Hill does. He doesn't strike out batters anymore, but he has like almost over a K per 9 against the Reds, and then the rest of the league, it's like under 4. It's insane what he's been able to do against some of these mediocre teams, but the Pirates I think they're going to be a competitive team all throughout the year. They're a feisty team. They have nothing to lose. And I think that's the best part. There's no expectations, nothing for this team, and they're just a young core group who just, and they're missing their best player, too, arguably, with O'Neal
Cruz fracturing his ankle 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
I mean, this is their best start since 1988, but here's the thing. They've escaped the wild card round once in 30 years. So can they keep it going? I don't know. We'll see.
I hope they do. I mean, like, I'm not going to sit here and say they're going to make the playoffs, but if they did, like, Pittsburgh has one of the coolest baseball atmospheres in the whole entire sport. So if it's not this year, I hope it's soon.
Fantastic.
Ballpark's great, but it is a sports town. Like, those are like Steeler fans that show up to Pirates games.
It's an incredible town, man.
Yeah, like
The
they get
food?
loud.
The food is excellent there. They're the ones who put French fries on their salads and their sandwiches. Like, that's incredible.
Is that a thing that they're known for in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, dude.
I cannot
Comanche
confirm.
Brothers.
French fries on a salad?
Yeah, they'll put French fries on a salad.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Frankly, that's not a
It
salad
does.
anymore, right?
I mean, it is. A potato is a vegetable, and you throw it in the salad.
You're taking this too far.
That's like an oxymoron
Yeah.
salad.
It's definitely not. But the good vibes don't just stop at this hot start and the hot French fries on a salad. How about this 33-year-old Drew Maggi, who they just called up, could make his major league debut tonight as the Pirates open up a series against the Dodgers, arguably their toughest test in this young season here. What's this say about this dude's tenacity, Jared? He's played in nearly 1,200 minor league games since getting drafted in the 15th round in 2010. That is a long time to labor with your life's dream.
I think the big takeaway here, like if you watch the video. Do we have the video?
Yeah, we have the video.
Let's play the video.
Let's roll it.
Yeah, let's play the video.
Are we gonna listen to the
about how life is like a journey. We talked about 3 words. We talked about perspective. We talked about choice. We talked about grit. We also talked about how that can be a really important springboard for this group as we went into the season with the natural difficulties of baseball and also life, right? And so baseball is like this wonderful microcosm to everything that we do and the reason why we navigate every single day. And so the one thing I forgot to talk about was all of that was in an effort to not only win, but give yourselves 1+ day in the major leagues, right? And there's some of us that have had the chance to be in the major leagues, and it was for 1 day. And there's gonna be some of us gonna get a chance to take that 1 day and turn it into a 1+. And so it is with great pleasure that I get to promote my first person to the major leagues, and someone that is tremendously important to this group, and someone that exemplifies grit, a choice to continue to fight for what he wants in life, and a lot of that is having the right perspective. And so, so Maggie, you're going to get an opportunity to drop.
A lot of shirtless dudes are just fired up for this guy, man.
Yeah, that was the main takeaway for me, was how many viral call-up videos do we see where the player goes into the manager's office and there'll be like the general manager there or like an agent. Like it's usually like an intimate, small moment, whereas this was like, hey, like we know how important this guy is. Like we know like his story, his teammates are familiar with his story. So it was like a team thing, and you see the guys in the clubhouse that are super stoked for him. So that made it different. That made it more cool. I mean, like I wasn't familiar with his story prior to seeing the clip. Like that's not something that I was privy to. But you can see how impactful it was for the entire group, not just him.
It's actually also kind of surprising that he wasn't called up before. If you look at some of his numbers, like he's stolen over 30 bases before in a couple of years. He had a couple of years where he hit over 15 home runs. Like not a bad bat overall. Like like if you go through his numbers, not a consistent bat, but kind of surprised that this is his first go around to the majors.
Yeah, I mean, wow, what a video. You love to see those moments.
You do.
Going viral, a bunch of shirtless dudes, yeah.
Yeah, hey man. You
A fun watch.
Gets me fired
A
up.
fun watch. All right, another feel-good story, at least for non-Yankees fans. Vladdy Jr. helping the Blue Jays take 2 of 3 from New York this weekend. He had 2 homers, 4 RBI. But the icing on the cake was him saying he'd never play for the Yankees. He was like, it's a personal thing. It goes back with my family. That's my decision, and I will never change that. Strong words.
It is. I don't know what this is about.
Right. What does he mean, it goes back with my family?
Yeah, like something must have happened with Big Daddy Vladdy.
I was gonna say, he hates the Yankees too.
But like, so does Ken Griffey Jr.
Right. This made it sound like there was, someone was like, I swear on my grave, like no one in my family will ever play for, like, I don't
Like
know.
Game of Thrones.
It's really
like
deep.
this
Yes.
house.
Yeah.
This is like a feuding house thing.
Yeah, you don't see that in people want to talk about other organizations, but you never see this with other organizations. Like you got a Hall of Famer and all-time great like Ken Griffey Jr. saying, I would have never played. I think he went as far as to saying I would have retired if the Yankees were the last team standing, I would have retired before I played for them.
Yeah,
And
wild.
now you have Vladdy Jr. saying the same thing. So I don't know. Makes you go, You know, what are the kind of operation are they running over there in New York?
Yeah, it's like this mystery of why he hates them has to be solved at some point, right? He did tell a Spanish-speaking radio host in November, "I like to play in New York. I like to kill the Yankees. I would never sign with the Yankees, not even dead."
Why is he so
Yeah.
passionate about this?
Well, put it this way. He should never be in a position where another team should be able to scoop him up to begin with. The Blue Jays need to sign him long-term and just get it over with, because that's a talent you want to keep on your team to be a core part of your team for years and years to come.
Yeah, and the Yankees PR team needs to figure something out. Get on that.
Yeah.
Make that story go away.
Yeah. I can't relate. As someone who doesn't have any particular feelings about the Yankees specifically, I don't know why people hate them so much.
That's so crazy.
Wrong person to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, you're right.
All right, we got to take a break here. When we come back, we'll get a little DFS and sportsbook look at tonight's slate, which includes another game in the series between the Astros and the Rays. The Rays still undefeated at home this season. Stick with us, folks.
Welcome back to the Sweat Tuesday Takeover with Jared Carabas, Steve Buchanan also here, Emerson Latzia, Jesse Cofield. We are taking a DFS and sportsbook look at tonight's MLB slate.
Yes, indeed. It's been dome, sweet dome for the Rays
Wow.
this season.
Whoa, hey!
Dude, so after beating the Astros last night, Rays 14-0 at home to start this year. First team since 1900 to do so. That's a long time ago. 20-3 overall. This is a strange time we live in here. Has this series like a good measuring stick for the Rays? Because everyone's kind of giving them crap a little bit for the beginning part of the year for this week schedule.
Have you ever heard of the Detroit Wolverines?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
so the Rays have now won 14 straight home games, the longest streak to start a season since the 1886 Detroit Wolverines. I consider myself a very big baseball fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Had never heard of the Detroit Wolverines
No.
until right now.
Kind of a sick name, though.
That is pretty sick.
I mean, yeah.
like,
I'm
I would go
into it.
back to the Wolverines.
Yeah. Why did we get rid of the Wolverines?
Oakland Wolverines.
What would you have rather gotten to a fight with, a tiger or a Wolverine? I feel like, you know,
Yeah, Wolverine
Wait,
you can.
Question,
what?
is Wolverine is it a real animal?
It must be.
What, a Wolverine?
Or is it a
Is a
miracle?
Wolverine's
Wolverine's
real?
a real animal. It's
Yeah.
like a fierce beaver.
I don't think that's right.
No,
That's
no.
definitely
No, it's
That's
not.
not the right way to
No.
describe it.
No.
You're
You think
thinking
we
of
just
a
make
fisher
up
cat.
Animals?
Yeah.
They didn't make up
I'm
animals
not,
back
guys.
then.
I'm
They
not
weren't
gonna
smart
lie.
enough.
It does kind of look like a fierce.
Yeah, it's like a
beaver.
rabid beaver. I'm not kidding.
It's a rabid beaver?
It's a
Yes, dude.
muscular carnivore and a solitary animal. It has a reputation for ferocity and strength.
So, I mean...
Ferocity?
Ferocity?
Yeah.
Well, either or. I will say... Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
it
a
does
Wolverine?
look like a
I told you, uncultured swine.
No, I would say it's more like a large, like mink or something.
It looks like
Yeah.
a possum that's on HGH. Yeah.
Look at how angry this guy is.
I would
Yeah.
try
That's
to.
what I'm saying,
I would
dude.
love to pet one.
Looks just like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Better
well,
teeth.
anyways,
And anywho,
yeah. To bring it back
Yeah.
to the Tampa Bay Rays.
how about? Can you talk to me, please, about the Wander Franco catch last night?
That was incredible.
Bro, that has to be the best. This has to be the best this season in Major League Baseball, bro. Barehanded like this, just like what the
Not only
hell?
that, but like, what instinct kicks in that you're like, I'm gonna catch this bear?
Right. At what point
that's
you're
the
like,
move.
I'm going to give up on having this glove that is meant to catch baseball.
Yeah.
So go with this one.
It's not even that he caught it with one hand. It's where he caught it too. He was like up the
Yeah.
left field line.
Yeah.
Wander Franco, very special player. I think this is. We've seen him have a lot of success at the big league level, but I think this is going to be like his official breakout year.
Well, and that's the thing too, because like he was the #1 prospect overall, and they got called up. There was all this hype around it. Like he was fine, not anything great. And then last year he was hurt most of the year, so it's like everyone's kind of like, oh, this guy isn't what he's supposed to be. Now that he's fully healthy on an an incredible team that they're playing right now, like I'm with Jared, like this is going to be like his big year.
All right, Yankees Twins, game 2 of a 3-game series. Twins taking game 1. Nestor Cortez looks to go 4-0 in the season. Joe Ryan comes in at 4-0 for the Twins. Jared, who stays undefeated?
Ooh.
Yankees moving in the wrong
Ooh,
direction.
huge, like, just objective Yankees guy right here.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
So
I call it like I see it.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, you
Totally.
do, buddy.
Right down the middle.
One more win than the Red Sox.
I'll be honest. I don't think either one of those guys takes the L. Like Joe Ryan,
Okay.
Going into his last start, he pitched last time out against the Red Sox, had only given up 3 hits in each of his starts. I think he gave up 4, maybe against Boston. Nestor Cortez, I ran the numbers because he was on the Yankees before, went to Seattle, our Seattle Mariners.
That's right.
Came back to the Bronx. So since he returned to the Yankees, I think he has like the 3rd best ERA in baseball, something outrageous like that. These are 2 good starters. I know that Nestor Cortez is more of a herky-jerky. I even go as far as to say he's kind of like a gimmick. Like he's a gimmicky guy.
Oh.
He is.
That's a good wrestling
Well,
term.
Yeah.
Listen.
But no kayfabe, he's a real deal. So I don't think either guy's taking an L tonight. It's going to be on the Pens.
Okay, so that makes me then a little nervous seeing Nestor Cortez as your favorite DFS pick tonight.
No. Here's the caveat though.
Okay.
The Twins have been one of the worst offenses in the league against lefties so far.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
278 weighted on base average. That's
Woba.
Woba for all you
Woba.
people at home.
Wow.
That's one of the worst in the
Woba.
league. And they're also striking out at one of the highest rates against lefties. And then you got herky-jerky gimmick on the mound, doing whatever he can to,
Yeah.
to throw off these hitters. You know, things are going to get a little wonky up there. But Cortez has been like literally as good as advertised. 3.09 ERA, 2.97 expected ERA. I think he should have his way with the Twins tonight.
Yankees can't score runs right now either.
That's the problem, though.
Yeah, very inept lineup. You've got it's Aaron Judge versus the world right now.
Yeah.
Like you can see why he won the MVP. Obviously the 62 home runs or whatever it was helps a lot. But that lineup without Aaron Judge is a barren wasteland of non-offensive production.
This is just like last season.
Pretty much. But worse.
Yeah.
Precisely.
I mean,
Worse.
Stanton's
Actually,
hurt, just
you know
like
what?
last year.
I
every
want
year.
to say this. Look this up. Double check this.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
The Oakland A's have more hits than the New York Yankees this year.
No.
I think that that's a true stat. I believe that. I believe that.
After last night,
I'm on it.
maybe.
I believe that that's true.
Hold on.
And I don't think that it's particularly close either. The Oakland A's have more
It
hits.
is true.
Wow.
It's true?
It's true.
Yep.
It's damn true.
Oakland 176, Yankees 166.
Wow. That's a whole really productive game's worth of hits. The Oakland A's are a better hitting team than the Bronx Bombers.
That is expletive asinine.
asinine.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
That's
Clip that for
insane.
YouTube. Clip that for YouTube. Drew, clip this for
On a
YouTube.
historically bad
On pace to perhaps be the worst baseball team
Ever.
ever.
Since the
Yeah.
Wolverines.
Since the Wolverines.
Yesterday, before that game started, the highest ERAs in baseball belonged to 2 of the Oakland starters. 2 of them. They had 2 guys on that staff with a 10-plus ERA.
Oh my God.
It's bad.
That just boggles
That's
the
why.
mind.
Right.
It boggles the mind.
That's not a good look
no.
if you're the New York Yankees.
No, for the Bronx Bombers.
No. And again, these are just facts.
Yeah.
I have not presented any opinion here.
Correct.
Yeah, I think the only opinion that I really had was that Nestor Cortez is not going to lose tonight. I think
Can I
that's
just
it.
quickly run off the teams Oakland has more hits on?
Yes, please,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Reds, Dodgers, Seattle, didn't say that. Padres, Yankees, Royals, Tigers.
Okay. So going off the Padres thing, they are hitting their groove though. So they're winners
Starting
of 4
to.
of their last 5, but that has not persuaded you to take them on the money line tonight. You actually like the Cubs on the DK Sports.
I think
right?
Cubs have been one of the more surprising teams in Major League Baseball. If it wasn't for the for the Pirates, I think a lot more people would be talking about the Cubs. But Justin Steele, who's pitching for the Cubs tonight, has been
Stud.
phenomenal. He's been absolutely dominating. 1.44 ERA, 3.52 FIP on the year. Padres, another team, have been pretty subpar against lefties, so 307 WOBA on the year. Obviously, bringing Tatis back into the mix is going to bring that number up as time goes on. But Steele has literally been one of the best pitchers in the National League, not just overall. I know what you're thinking. I'm not going to say balls of steel, but I just did.
Oh no,
But-
I was going to say he's a friend of the program. We had him on last year. He's a big fantasy football guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's it.
I didn't know that either.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
Cubs
happy to
money
help.
line, minus 125.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, guys. We have to take a quick break here. The man who is attracted to greatness is attracted to this show because it's great. Dallas Braden will be with us next.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's attractive.
All right, welcome back to the Sweat Tuesday Takeover with Jared Carrabis. We have the illustrious Dallas Braden joining us now. Dallas, thank you so much for being here. Your beard looks amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It looks really good. Wait, really quick. Jared and I were just talking about this before the break. You're a big inversion table guy.
Big inversion table guy. Love me a good invert. Love me a good invert. Love to hang. You know what I mean? Always down for a good hang. Yeah. But I mean, especially for Jared, and I don't know if you guys have had this conversation off air, but I mean, for a fellow who's entertaining a leg implant thing, like I think the first step is to just try to stretch yourself out. And that's what this inversion table can do. It stretches you out, releases a lot of pressure going on. If you got a little sciatic, Johnny, working, you know, this will alleviate some pressure, but highly recommend.
We think we could get a couple centimeters there, maybe, with the hang-in, you know?
Is that true?
Oh,
it makes you taller?
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And do it right when you get out of bed, because you're never taller than you are when you get out of bed, right? Because all the pads in between, those things aren't being compressed. So you're never taller than you are right when you wake up. So especially if you're gonna measure yourself, you should do it in the AM.
First thing in the morning. Did not know that. All right, Dallas, let's jump into baseball here. News came out late last week that the A's had purchased land in Vegas, okay? It was a big topic on the Baseball is Dead pod. You guys talked about that. But now that the dust has settled, perhaps some of the shock has worn off a little bit. Like, what's the vibe in the Bay Area right now?
Hostile.
Oh, okay.
Hostile.
Hostile at best.
I mean, yeah, it's hostile. I mean, from a fan perspective, and what's difficult for me is having been a player and gone through this multiple times from a member of the media perspective now. So I've looked at this and been fortunate enough to look at this through multiple lenses. So I have an understanding of this really from all perspectives, right? As a member of the community, as a member of the media, and also as a fan, as a former player. So I get it. And that's why it's hostile right now, is because I think a lot of people are just sort of feeling like, we just want a resolution. We want answers. We want clear and concise communication. And I don't think that anybody involved in this thing, doesn't matter what side you're on, I don't think that anybody feels that way. And that's the heartbreaker, because I know the folks on the outside looking in, those are the folks called fans. And those are the ones who make this entire machine run, right? And when they feel slighted and they feel left out in the cold, I think everybody should be stepping back and trying to figure out, how do we make it better? How do we warm them up? Because what we're doing right now, between, you know, whether it's front offices and local governments, state governments, whatever happens when major league entities or professional sports entities have these conversations, when a fan base feels slighted, that's when I think everybody needs to zoom out and say, all right, we've got to do this. We've got to go about this better. There's got to be a better solution here.
Dallas, last night I was up late watching the Oakland A's in Anaheim taking on the Angels, who feature the two best players on planet Earth in Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. And the swinging A's come out and score 11 runs in this game.
Wow.
Win a game in extra innings. Is it easier for you to enjoy the game when you're at home watching it on the couch? Like, this may be one of 11 wins for the A's for the entire year.
What, this month?
Would you prefer to be in the booth for something like that? Or do you still enjoy watching it on your couch being a fan? Like, which one do you get more enjoyment out of?
Look here, Scooter. All right. This isn't a postseason victory. All right. This is regular season baseball. And we know that there's a lot more of these wins laying around. For me, I got to have my feet up. I was actually taking in the majority of this ball game from my hot tub, Jared. So I enjoyed a great evening of A's baseball. And then it got to cap off in magnificent fashion, right? Just a little tease, just a little tickle for old Trout and the gang. Thought he hit it hard down the line. Nope. Hey, we're playing no depths, huh? We got a T-Wade there. Get gobble up, step on the back. Thanks for coming. Angels go off. Shohei goes off. Trout goes off. Angels lose. Hang with them. How about Brent Rooker and Jesus Aguilar?
Yeah.
The first time that A's players have ever gone back-to-back twice in the same game. That's pretty ridiculous.
I did see that. Brent Rooker has surprisingly been one of the best hitters in the month of April.
Well, I wouldn't say surprisingly, Jared, when you know that him and I were teammates in that Jack White War Stick Celebrity
By the
Baseball
way,
game.
I'm
that
glad
we
you brought
played
this
in.
up, Dallas.
That
I'm glad
we
you
won.
brought this up.
No,
so
but we were
played in a
teammates. He was
charity
able to
game.
watch
Can we
me
pause, Dallas, for a
offensively.
second? We played in a charity game in November of 2021.
Okay.
Brent Rooker, who hit 2 home runs in last night's Oakland A's game, was on Dallas's team. I was in right field. And there was a runner on first base. I believe it was Avila. Yeah, he played for the catcher for the Tigers. He was on first base. Ground ball comes to me, and I just on the fly from right field to third base in the air, one of the best throws by an outfielder. And I asked Brent Rooker. I said, Brent, just asking you a question here. Just give me an honest take. Every outfielder in Major League Baseball can't make that throw, correct? Like that's just like if I were a Major League outfielder, I wouldn't have the worst arm. And he said, "You're 100% right." Like there are Major League outfielders that don't make the throw that you just made.
The Rocket.
I mean, and I said, I told you, I had the conversation with Chaim Bloom in spring training. I don't know if you saw that clip, Dallas, but I was standing there talking to Chaim Bloom, and I was in center field at JetBlue Park, and they set up 2 buckets. And I was in center field. They had them right along the line, and I was throwing baseballs in between the buckets from center field to third base. I was like, listen, I don't want to play baseball anymore. Like, I'm not interested in playing your game. But if I were to decide that I want to play, I have a Major League arm for an outfielder.
Dallas, is he toiling away in the wrong profession? I mean, we got this guy sitting on the couch here. He's doing stuff on the internet. Could he be out there?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
He is right where he needs to be. He's right where he needs to be.
Well, we're saying that now, but we'll see at the end of this year. We might get a leg reveal. We might that could change things. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It could change things.
Yeah.
But something you need in the big leagues, durability. Okay. We talked last week about DeGrom maybe not being the best in the game due to his durability issues, but he did come back from leaving his last start. He had wrist soreness. He comes back, strikes out 11 A's Sunday. Is he looking like peak DeGrom right now, Dallas?
I mean, the dude is peak DeGrom when he wakes up. The dude is peak DeGrom when he takes the ball every 5th day. And that right there is where the conversation starts and stops with DeGrom. It's never about pitchability. It's never about can he wiggle out of jam. It's never about can he make a big pitch in a big spot. Those are never the questions. It's always just about whether or not he's going to take the ball. Is he going to stay healthy consistently? That's always the conversation. So for me, until we see like a couple years of consistent DeGrom, I think, are we ever really afforded an opportunity to decide whether or not he's starting to become a shade of himself? Is he starting to work towards the backside of I don't know, because all we know is flashes of health, glimpses of health, and what that looks like. And that's why we say, and I said it on air, I said when the guy is healthy, he is probably the best arm talent in the game. It's incredible what this guy is capable of. But it's always going to be about his ability to man the post every 5 days. And if that's the case, I have no problem saying that this is the best pitcher in our game.
Speaking of what guys are capable of, Dallas, this is a 4-game set between the green and gold and the Halos out there in Anaheim. And you are set to see Shohei Ohtani, I believe, on Thursday, the series finale. All right, so you're getting Shohei. How difficult is it for you to pretend like you're not excited when Shohei carves up the A's lineup to lower his ERA to like a 1/4 of a run?
Well, I'm not terribly excited to watch it go down against my boys. And it doesn't matter if it's Shohei or anybody else. I don't want to watch my green and gold get carved up. Those are just facts. And I don't shy away from being excited about watching Shohei Ohtani, being able to have that opportunity, because it's one thing to be able to watch the game. It's another thing to be able to, talk to him and talk to other people, before or after his start about how things went and analyze it and assess it from my vantage point. So I never lose sight of how cool that is. So I don't try to hide that, because I think that's something that should come across the television set is this is prime time. This is super exciting. This is a stud. All of these guys are major league elite talents. Like let's get excited about what we're watching. But I think there does come a certain point in time when you watch a guy start to go on a roll, and you just watch a guy start to carve, whether it's your team or another, you appreciate the mastery that you're watching. Like for JP Sears the other night, career high, 11 punch-outs. And this is after getting touched up in the first inning. So to watch him not only settle in and then start to dominate, it was fun to watch. And talking to the announcers after the game, they kind of echoed the same thing. They were like, yo, wasn't sure about that first inning. We didn't know if he was going to get out of there. And after that, not only did he settle down, the dude started to dominate. So you get a hint of how guys just appreciate what they're watching when it's going really good, especially for a dude like Shohei. So let's cross our fingers and hope that doesn't happen against the green and gold.
Oh,
you got to practice your monotone. And there he
Mm-hmm.
goes again. Okay, we talked earlier on this show about Vlad Jr. saying he doesn't ever want to play for the Yankees. He had some really strong words. I mean, he was like, it goes back to my family, and that will never change. So have you ever turned down playing for a specific team? And even if there wasn't a job you'd turned down, was there a team that you hated with that kind of passion?
No, you probably have to be like a certain level of good to be able to tell people that you don't want to take their money to play for them. I was not at that level. So I never was ever telling anybody that, no, I'm good. I'm all good. You keep your money. I'll throw baseballs for some. I was never that.
You could be bought.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got a price tag for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you think about I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this. I'm sure you are. The King Griffey Jr., and the conversation around why he would never play for the Yankees, and Vlad Guerrero, and he's talking about his family. So you can imagine that there's probably some similarities between what King Griffey Jr. feels and why he feels that way, and Vlad Jr. and why he feels that way. So I just don't like the Yankees. It's a tired act at this point, and I get what they're trying to do. Hold on, and they made the bat boy tuck his hair in because it was too long, because it doesn't fit their nice and neat or neat. Well, then you know what? Bring your own bat boy, and put that person in there. But you're not that you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. That's what you want to tell the Yankees. So yeah, kick it, pinstripes.
Yeah, Jared was saying when we were talking about it earlier, he was like, you don't really hear about this with other franchises.
No, it's because they have that sort of mindset, and they're, and to their defense, I guess, they're unapologetic about it. And if you're going to do things a certain way and hold things to a certain standard, you probably understand that you yourself are cutting yourself off from X amount of options that are out there. So if you're okay with doing that, which the Yankees clearly are, then I guess you can understand why they will never change, because they're looking for a certain type of representative. When they identify that individual, they go after him. They go after him hard. They look to make them Yankees for life. And they're unapologetic about operating in that fashion. And so, to their credit, in a world where I think a lot of people are looking to please everyone, they don't, frankly, give a damn.
They don't give a what. All right, Dallas, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the time. As always, coming up, Steve and Emerson will join us again, and we are going to be talking about the best home run sellies. We're going to pick our favorite.
Yes. All right, back here on Tuesday Takeover with Jared Carrabis. With Jared right now, the floor is yours. Is there anything you would like to discuss or tease about your pods this week?
Oh.
I mean, we got a lot of them.
There it is, Jared. Nice work.
Yeah, baseball's dead 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Name Redacted is after every Red Sox series. So after the Baltimore Orioles series is over, we'll have a podcast for you. We got the Guardians coming up this weekend, so Sunday night we'll have another podcast for you. Off day on Thursday, so that'll be fun. Enjoy that. So you can download, rate, subscribe, and check us out on YouTube because we do the full podcast on YouTube as well.
You can get a Dolphin People update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do a deep dive on that.
Yeah, someone put out that picture.
Oh,
of,
no. The
that was
cursed
very
image.
Can we get that up at some point?
The cursed image.
Yeah.
We'll
You can't just call for things like.
We'll
I
open.
said at some point. I didn't say right now.
We'll open with
Right
it
now?
next
Get that up
week.
right now?
Yeah.
Next
yeah.
week. We'll,
Next
we'll,
week.
I
We'll
said at some
toss
point.
that up.
for you.
That's a reasonable ask. At
Yeah.
some point, can we do
Wow.
that? Yeah.
All right.
Round taken.
Let's talk Sellies.
Please.
How about that?
Yep.
I want to know which team in Major League Baseball do we think has the best home run celebration?
Yep.
Some candidates for the draft board. We have the Baltimore Orioles home run hose, which
The dong bong.
the dong bong. It had a different name, but they did clarify that no, it's the home run hose because it's like when you're a kid and you're going to drink from the hose.
Totally.
Everyone
Yeah.
remembers the way that tastes.
Right.
Especially hose water with Gatorade powder at like
Yeah.
football practice for those of us who played high
Just
school
hose
sports.
water, all that lead.
The Orioles have the 2 best celebrations. They have number 1 and number 2. Because if you actually, I don't know if I love the first one. So if you get a base hit and you're on first base, they do turn the faucet. And then if you're on second base for a double,
They do that.
then they do the sprinkler.
Sprinkler and they're spitting the water.
And then
out.
the guys in the dugout will spit the water. And then for the home run, they do the dong bong. So they've kind of got like a stranglehold on all of them. I don't know that like we can do better than the faucet though. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boston Red Sox and inflatable dumbbells.
That's kind of like a Masataka Yoshida thing, which is fun. Like that's like his thing. I don't like when other people do it, and I
Okay.
don't know that I've seen other like maybe Duran did it once, and
I
he
saw
deserved.
Verdugo do it.
Verdugo did it. Yeah, we can do better. I mean, like that's a
definitely do
Yoshida thing. That's not like a whole team thing.
Okay, how about the Reds with the Viking helmet and cloak?
That's right, because Cincinnati's tied pretty closely to Viking culture.
No, they just no. Someone thought someone looked like a Viking, and that's how it
That's
started.
stupid. Pass.
Okay, pass. Okay, all right.
To be fair, they've only
Steve
done.
hates this next
to be
one.
fair, they've only done it 15 times, so it's not much time to do.
Oh,
Steven,
shoot.
no one wants
Shots
Steve.
fired.
Chill out.
Shots fired.
The Tigers have the hockey helmet and
This is the
stick.
stupidest celebration.
He hates this one.
This is the stupidest celebration.
hates it.
Okay, because like not even the same sport. Well, we took it
We
down.
don't even like
I
it.
hate it that much.
Yeah.
But we took it's so unoriginal. Like Detroit, celebrate what you're known for.
Are the Red Wings in the playoffs?
What are they celebrating?
Little Caesar's
No,
Pizza.
The Red Wings are not
Little
in the playoffs.
Caesars.
They're not in the
Pizza?
playoffs?
Yeah.
No, they're not in the playoffs.
The Red Wings aren't in the playoffs?
No.
I mean, like, what is
What?
it? Detroit Rock City, right?
No, Little Caesar's Pizza. That's
Oh
what
my
that's what
God.
Detroit is
Crazy.
known for.
That's a crazy celebration. If they're not even in the playoffs, like I gotta like if the Red Sox did that with a Bruins helmet, it's like, all right, yeah, like city camaraderie.
Tell me though, if the Tigers, when they actually hit a home run, they got Little Caesars plastered all over the stadium to begin with.
Yeah.
They hit a home run, they take out one of the hot and ready pizzas and they're
Yeah.
celebrating and they're eating it. Tell me you're not going to want to get a pizza now.
I
Yeah.
do, and it's $5.
That would be kind of sick.
Little
That would be
Caesars,
kinda
Little
sick.
Caesars, hit me up. S Buchanan 24 on Twitter, marketing genius. Not the stupid hockey helmet and stick. That's BS.
I agree.
Not an
an
ad,
ad.
but could be. The Angels have the samurai helmet.
It's okay.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we call Shohei the
Okay, so
three-sword samurai.
but that looks cool. But like
Yeah.
on some of the other guys,
The Brewers have the cheese head.
Dumb.
The
I like
Pirates
it.
have
I
the
like
pirate
cheese.
sword.
No, so here's
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And just kind of go back to Baltimore. You said they had like 2 or 3 different celebrations. Let's not forget that the Pirates also have the Pikachu that they hand out
The
to players
Pirates-
and the home run jacket, which some of the guys in the Pirates, I guess, called Toronto and said, "Hey, you cool if we kind of take this like idea from us?" Toronto
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
"Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah,
All right, we have 30 seconds, guys.
Okay.
Pirates have the sword. Mariners have the trident. So,
Yes.
Jared, if you had to
Sick.
pick one, there's obviously more, but like if you had to pick one of these, which one would you draft first?
I would take the Orioles dong bong. It's
Okay.
the best one.
I would take the pirate sword.
Damn it, that's what I wanted. So give me the trident so I could like throw it.
That's what Bukes was going to take. Your Little Caesars?
I'll take Detroit's, but I'm going to make it the Little Caesars one. That's the show, everybody. Have a great day.
Fair enough. That's a show. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Spring training about how life is like a journey. We talked about 3 words. We talked about perspective. We talked about choice. Grit.